now, Matt LaBarber Music here, and today we're talking about I Can't Tell You Why by the Eagles. Very, very groovy tune. And even more interestingly, the bass player, Timothy B. Schmidt, is singing this one at the same time as he's playing. So I'm going to zoom in and show you how to play all of the parts to this awesome song. Before I do, I'd like to encourage you, if you haven't already, to please subscribe to my channel. And if you already have, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Means a lot to me to know that people are appreciating all the hard work that I put into showing you my favorite songs on the bass. You can share the video with your friends or like it. Leave me some positive feedback in the comments. All that stuff really helps to keep me motivated to keep doing this. So let me zoom in and I'll show you how to play all the parts of this awesome song. So at first there's this intro, right? And the intro, I think, is over this B minor chord. But basically we're playing the second fret on the A string, which is B. And then sometimes they go to the low 5, which is the fifth note of the B minor scale, in case you're keeping score. But they play it below the root. One. He'll start on the root and then go to the low 5, which is the second fret on the E string, and then back to the second on the A. So we got do 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 do, right? And then he's going up to this, the octave of that note, right? Which is still the 5, but it's the 4th fret on the D string, and then back to the 2nd fret on the E, 2nd fret on the A. And again, if you don't know what I'm talking about as far as the scale tones go, I definitely have some videos to help you out with that. It's just an easier way to communicate as far as the language of music goes. But we're starting with this root note, B, and then going down to the 2nd fret on E, and then the third one is 4 4 2 2, right? And then do do do, right? So this next time around, he plays that root note, which is the 2nd fret on the A. He plays it with the keys, right? And then we're going up to the octave of that note, which is the 4th fret on the G string, then 4th on D, then back to 2 on A. So far we got do 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 do, right? And then you love my keyboard singing dun dun. Now we're playing it with them dun dun. And then this last one ends on the 2 of the E string. Do 1. Now we're into the verse. Now normally if I sing badly and say, oh, I can't sing, and play it at the same time, I have an excuse, but this time the bass player is singing, so it's probably just because I can't do it if I don't do it right. Anyways, it starts on the 5th fret of the A string, which is the note D, right? So essentially we're going D, D, and then we're going to G, which is the 3rd fret on your E string, right? So it's really 2 measures of each chord. But sometimes instead of just going just to this G here, he'll go to the octave, right? Which is the 3rd fret, or I mean the 5th fret of the D string. So there's this cool little connection. It doesn't happen every time, but I'll show you. He goes 7 6 5. We end up on that G, right? Now you could just do right? He does that a lot. I did it a lot because he does. Right? Just these cool little fills that he does in between. So instead of going from here to here, he goes 5, 7, 5, 7, 6, 5. Right? And then down the octave. 5, 5, 3. Okay? That happens a lot in the verse. That's why I'm bringing it up. Okay? So I know that's a lot of variations. You can pick your favorite one. You could just do the root notes and sound fine. Da, 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 da. Right? Now the next time around we're playing this D again. And then the G is only for one measure. Oh, don't do that. And then we go down to the 4th fret on the D string, or you can go to the 2nd fret on the E, right? That's the note F sharp. Okay, that's the whole verse. So I'm going to play. Okay, that's with all the different fancy stuff that we talked about, right? That's for the verse, okay? And then I guess the pre-chorus, every time I get, right? We're going to the 2nd fret on the A string, this B minor. And then to the 3rd fret on the E for this note G. And then 2nd fret for F sharp, right? That's always during the pre-chorus, right? Every time I get to see your face. Mm-hmm. And sometimes he'll connect this F sharp with this cool little walk up. We go open A, 1, 2. Right? Kind of a Thrill Is Gone riff, right? So then we're on this B again still for 2 measures. And then we hold, right? This is the 2nd half of the pre-chorus. So we got B. This is the whole thing, okay? I'll try not to talk. The hold, right? Then we got G, F sharp, and back into verse number 2. Okay, verse number 2 is the same as verse number 1. 2nd verse, same as the 1st, right? So we got this D. So if we want, like if we played it safe on verse number 1, we can do more fills on the 2nd verse. Using some pentatonic riffs, right? Some octaves. That other riff we talked about. And then, right? That's verse number 2. I'll do it without talking. Now we're in pre-chorus number 2. Da, 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 da. It's the same thing as the first pre-chorus. Yeah, it's the same thing as the first pre-chorus. I almost contradicted myself. Except there's an extra G to F sharp at the end, right? So we got B, same thing. Then there's this, just an extra G and F sharp at the end, and then we're holding, right? They go back to the intro riff, but only for half as long. So we're going da da da, right? And that ends on us holding this F sharp, right? That's your little in-between thing before we go into the solo, right? So from the pre-chorus, let's just play through the whole thing. I'll add in the extra stuff. This is G, D, G, F sharp, F sharp, that's I can't tell you why, right? Da da da, da da da. Okay, so far so good, guys. We've gotten through a huge chunk of this so far. Okay, now this is just the solo, and then kind of what's happening during that solo over the outro part, right? So the solo is essentially the same thing as a verse, right? We're playing this D, and then the G for 2 measures. Back to D, G, F sharp, right? That's what's happening over that solo. Okay, but then it goes to this B again, the 2nd fret on your A. Again, same thing. 3rd fret, right? And that's through the whole solo, right? But then, you know, towards the end of this, when we're going this 3rd fret to 2nd fret thing, that's the I can't tell you why, right? And then we're riding that out into the sunset. So I'm going to play the solo again. This time I'll add in some of the variations that I did, right? Right? So far so good. Now, again, the whole way out, I can't tell you why, right? They're soloing over that and they're singing it a little bit. It's essentially G for 1 measure, F sharp for 1 measure, or G, F sharp, right? Can be either one of those things. So he does a little variation and I did a whole bunch because I thought you might be interested to figure that out, right? So he's got this one riff that he does that I love, that I made sure that I did. And again, it's from the pentatonic scale. We're playing this first finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, the G, sliding up from 5 to 7. 5 to 7 on the A, 5 on the D, and then walking back to 4 on the D, which is that F sharp. So we got, right, and then he just goes 5, 8. Okay, you can do that the whole outro and sound really good. But I did some other stuff just because they do it so many times. I wanted to show you, variety is the spice of life, as they say. So other notes that are available to you, as I just kept going up the scale, right? I went G, A, B, C sharp, D, right? This C sharp here, if you're interested, if you're keeping score, is part of that F sharp chord. So they sound really cool together. Okay, you'll see me do that a lot at the end in the outro, just because I like the way it sounded instead of just playing the root notes, right? Okay, again, I'll show you in context. And again, that's a lot of extra stuff. You don't need to do that. But if you do, your band will either thank you for it or they'll tell you to knock it off and just play the root notes. Thanks again so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. I hope you have as much fun learning how to play this one as I did. And like I said, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And if you already have, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Again, it means so much to me to know that people are appreciating all the hard work that I put into teaching you my favorite songs on the bass. So like the video, leave me some positive feedback in the comments. You can always check out mattlbarbermusic.com. I got some cool stuff coming up over there. And also, I should have something else popping up down below that maybe you'd be interested in as well. So thanks again for watching. Happy bassin', and I will see you in the future.